Alright, Shalom Hebrews. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. Shalom Israelites. Alright, Israelites. Man, I got to thank you. Man, I always stumbling up on some information, man, that, I think, we should share with each other because it's going to make us stronger, because we have to get our truth from within the Israelite community. We have to find our truth within the Israelite community, and especially from those who worship Yah, because it's a lot of deceit in the world, and the Israelites were gifted with the connection to the Creator and shown the right path. And this is what I want to show Israelites, that oh man, we in some serious dangerous times, and we Israelites got to wake up. We got to wake up, because if we don't, man, that's a great portion of our people destined to be turned to hybrids, meaning that their descendants, their seeds, it might not just be them directly, but it's working towards that way where they starting to make changes on the body, and they implement things in the body and all kind of things. And we know that Almighty Yah created the perfect human, in his image. Well, something happened. Something happened to bring about all this drastic change that's making humanity suffer. Well, it's an origin, and we can understand that origin, and we done pinpointed that origin. How about the serpent being super slick, and he been around in all the cultures? I already explained that wherever they had pyramids, they had a serpent worship. Well, guess what? That serpent that deceived our mother Eve, that serpent that deceived our mother Eve, had descendants, offsprings, and that their offsprings would go around the world and would be in different cultures, and there were signs of them, and that's why them cultures got wiped out. When they go to them ancient civilizations and the monuments and the towns and the buildings there, man, it's because the hybrids, the serpent, the adversary, then got to him and corrupted him. You know what I'm saying? With his bag of tricks, the bag of tricks, what I call it, because the bag, man, the tricks, gonna be capitalism and all the technology that leads from it that destroys the earth. Because remember, Almighty Yah had the paradise, the Garden of Eden, here on earth, and we know it went from Havilah to Pishon. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm gonna read some of it, you know what I'm saying, about the garden and its location. And then we know that once our mother Eve and our father Adam was deceived by the serpent, that they had to get on down. They had to get on down. And then, the serpent, he gonna leave with his bag of tricks, with his bag of deception and corruption and decay and everything is bad and negative that Almighty Yah wouldn't want his creation to do. He gonna have it in the bag, and he gonna set up shop among men. They got to Noah's sons, Japhet. They done got all off in Japhet descendants, and then they got into the Hamites. You know what I'm saying? Shem descendants were the only ones that was kind of left that wasn't affected by the serpent and his hybrid goal, ways to achieve his goal. That Shem wasn't caught up into that, and that it was the last hope for the earth, is that Shem descendants would keep Almighty Yah's way, which is anti-hybridization. It's anti-hybridization. It's the antidote to curing hybridization. You know, the whole earth would become hybrids if the serpent and his descendants had their way, is that they would turn the whole earth men into hybrids. Look, they're gonna be symbolized. Look, they think they slick. That's gonna symbolize that fruit that our mother was defeated with and our father was defeated with eating and stuff, you know, and intoxicating plenty. They say it caused wisdom, it caused the man to change and so forth, and that they was intoxicated with something, and that symbolized that, and that serpent had a trophy, and that was the trophy. And then how he took his bag of tricks, man on the road, the bag of deceit, and then I'm gonna show that what an adversary was, that Edom was there, and in the adversary land, well, what Satan was. Cold thing. But look here, man, I want to read this here so we'll get under men understanding, men about the garden, you know, and then, you know, the gold that was in it and so forth, and then how Almighty Yah had us living on paradise when he created us and gave, you know, the earth, you know, what it needed meant to grow. Look here, let's do it like this here. Look, the heaven and the earth was finished, all their array on the seventh day. Yah finished the work that he had been doing, and he ceased in the seventh day from all the work that he had done. And Yah blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it Yah had ceased from all the work of the creation that he had done. Such is the story of heaven and earth when they were created. When the Elohim Yah made earth and heaven, when no shrub of the fields was yet on earth, and no grass of the field and yet sprouted, you know what I'm saying, so it wasn't none. The Elohim Yah formed man from the dust of the earth. He blew into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. The Elohim Yah planted a garden in Eden in the east, and placed there the man whom he had formed. And from the ground the Elohim Yah caused to grow every tree that was pleasing to the sight, and for good for food, for the tree of life in the middle of the garden, in the tree of knowledge of good and bad. See, that's what he meant. That's what he gonna have in his hand, the fruit that our mama took and ate. You know, the fruit, man, that she ate from the man, from that serpent, man, that hybrid, that wasn't the creation, that Almighty Yah created Adam in his image. He didn't say nothing about creating the serpent in his image. Alright, that's gonna probably be that fruit there as a trophy, because that's found throughout different civilizations everywhere, man. I'm talking about everywhere, man. They got the serpent with the cone, with what they call a cone and so forth. You know, it's everywhere. It was in South America, and then in South America, you're going to see a serpent over the dude with the cone, with the bag. You see what I'm saying? And them cultures got wiped out. Them folks got wiped out, but they monuments was still around. In the same way in Mesopotamia, and that culture was all over with that bag, you know, and that was the bag of deceit on how to build a civilization on deceit and destruction. Because you see, when we come out of Egypt, that Almighty Yah set us on a new plan, and the new plan was to get rid of the Canaanite tribes. And the Canaanite tribes practice all the things that Almighty Yah was against. And then I show in plenty of videos how the Canaanites were mixed with the Nephilims. The Amorites specifically was mixed with the Nephilims, and the Nephilims gonna be a descendant from the serpent and so forth. You see what I'm saying? So it's easy to understand that. But all over the world, look, all over the world, man, they gonna have that serpent. They gonna have that 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 fruit in his hand, and he gonna have that bag. That fruit gonna stand for how they tricked our mama Eve and Adam, and then got cut loose, kicked out the garden. You got cut loose probably from the work that he was had to do, and then how he had a bag full of tricks, man, to put on the earth. And that's the destruction that we experiencing now on the earth. That's the destruction that we experiencing now on the earth. All right. So look here. Look. So we know that the Creator. Look. This is Genesis 1, and Yah created man, and Yah created man in His image. In the image of Yah created He him, male and female. He created them. So if Almighty Yah created male and female, then check this out. All right, we know that the serpent tricked our mama Eve. You know what I'm saying? And then that this happened. Look, the two of them were naked, and the man and his wife, and they felt no shame. Now the serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild beasts. Look, S's on there. Beasts that the Elohim had made. He said to the woman, now he talking. He talking now. Now he talking. Then they said beast. Now look at that thing right there. He got a mouth. He got a mouth. He got some hands. He got everything. Me and them hybrids been around. Them hybrids been around for a long time, going all the way back to Adam days. And it's the hybrid's job is probably to turn the whole earth into hybridization if you're not following Almighty Yah's law. You know, and I show you that the Hamites were mixed up with hybridization, as well as the Japhite tribes and so forth. Everybody got messed up besides Shem descendants, and that's why we kind of like going through a punishment so we can wake up and understand what's really going on. But look here. All right, now the serpent, this is Genesis 3. Now the serpent was the shrewdest of all wild beasts that the Elohim had made. He said to the woman, did Yah really say ye shall not eat any tree of the garden? The woman replied to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the other trees of the garden. It is only about the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden that Yah said, ye shall not eat of it or touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said to the woman, ye are not going to die, but Yah knows that as soon as you eat of it, your eyes will be open, and ye will be like divine beings who know good and bad. They was high. You know, because anything that alter your natural state, man, you under the influence. And she gonna be the first to get out, you know, and then he symbolizing that, you know, that the serpent gonna, the serpent and the adversary and them gonna hold it up. They gonna hold it up as a trophy. They gonna hold it up as a trophy. And I'm telling you, everything is connected to us. They try to say that the Mesopotamian history and gods, that the Israelites got it from them. No. How about that world history is basically centered around the same things that Moses brung and that Prophet Moses show in Genesis. It's just that our heritage and history fell into the hands of the adversaries, and they gonna try to distort it. All right, look here. All right. So we know that our mama Eve wasn't supposed to eat men of that plant or our father Adam, you know, and and ye are going to die. But y'all knows that as soon as you eat of it, your eyes will be open, and ye will be like divine beings who know good and bad. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for eating, and that delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable as a source of wisdom, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave some to her husband, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they perceived that they were naked. See, it was high. And they shrewed together fig leaves and made themselves loincloths. They heard the sound of the Elohim moving in the garden at the breeze time of the day, and the man and his wife hid from the Elohim and paranoid. All right, so we know that the serpent sent them out. The serpent sent them out, and now let me finish showing where where the Garden of Eden was. Where the Garden of Eden was. Let's get that understood. Let's get that understood. Where the Garden of Eden was. I got this. Alright. Alright. A river issued from Eden to water the garden, and then divides and becomes four branches. The name of the first is Pison, the one that winds through the whole land of Havilah, where the gold is. The gold of that land is good. Bdellium is there, and Lapis. And the name of the second river is Gihon, one that winds through the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Tigris, the one that flows east of Usher. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. So, you know, he write all about up in here. That's where the garden was. And we know that man first learned how to do crops and so forth, and agriculture, and start domesticating animals and so forth in there. And we know that Shem was right up in there, and that Japhet descendants went up that way, and that the Hamites went down that way. You see what I'm saying? And the Hamites in Japhet and them got touched by them serpents. You know what I'm saying? The Nephilims and so forth. You know, it got in the Hamites too, and that'd be the Egyptian culture that you see right there that'll cause to make them to want to be hybrids and so forth. All right, so we know that old Satan, that old serpent, the beast, the hybrid is really what it is. The hybrid, they goal is to make the earth into hybrids because they're one, and it's like jealousy. You know, the serpent wasn't created in the image of the creator. So, you know, man, them folks gonna be kind of pissed off, man, if they ain't looking like, you know, us, man, to be the representation of Shem's seed. You know what I'm saying? Now look here. Let's go to man, I wanna go to man, that'll be Job. Man, that'll be first Job. First Job. I wanna see something with the prophet Job men experience with that adversary, that mischief maker. You know, that's the whole goal for the enemies, is to turn the Israelites into some hybrids, so they can't never come back, meaning to our heritage. You can't never come back into your heritage, man, if you have Herman and have something else. Man, it's gonna be hard. Almighty Yah didn't want the lame and the crippled even to come into the temple back then. So how you gonna come out, leave him whole, and then come back looking, you know, like that? He didn't create. He didn't create that. Now, not mixed with us. In them, that's a whole nother creation. All right, look here. Look, in in the land of Oz. Look, there was a man in the land of Oz named Job. So we know Job was there messing around uh, 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 in Oz, and then we know Oz gonna be like right here. And then I'm gonna show that Edom was there, and Edom was in Oz. The daughter of Edom was in Oz, and then that's the adversary. And then the adversary, I showed that Edom mixed with them Amorite tribes and would, mix with the Nephilim and all them too, and all them would be men against the Israelites that come with a covenant that would be, anti-wickedness that they promote. Look here, all right. All right, let me see. When the feast, this Job and this, telling a little bit about his sons, his 7 sons and 3 daughters, how they would have parties all the time, and how Prophet Job would make sacrifices for them, and they wouldn't do no sacrifices for themselves, but their father did. But they would party, each one of them, at each other houses and stuff. Every day they partying, but ain't nobody praying and giving thanks and sacrifices to the Creator. So the Almighty God got rid of them. The adversary came and got them. Look, he would make burnt offerings, one for each of them. For Job thought, perhaps my children have sinned and blasphemed Yah in their thoughts. This is what Job always used to do. One day the divine beings presented themselves before the Elohim, and the adversary came along with them. The Elohim said to the adversary, where have you been? Wondering what he been up to in the earth. Guess who the adversary gonna be? Them type. The type that produced them. The type that produced them is gonna be an adversary to Almighty Yah's covenant. All right, look here. All right. The Elohim said to the adversary, where have you been? The adversary answered to the Elohim, I have been roaming all over the earth. He gonna need his bag. He gonna need his bag roaming all over the earth. All over the earth, you see them folks, the hybrids with bags everywhere. They always pulling up with a bag. He always pulling up with a bag. He always pulling up with a bag. And all the different cultures, they got the bag. They got the bag. You know what I'm saying? They gods and so forth is holding the bag. From South America, from South America, North America, even in Africa, they holding bags. And they all hybrids and so forth. Or a serpent is standing over them. Like this right here, look, dude got the bag, but it's a serpent hanging over him. And we know that serpent gonna represent that serpent that was in the garden that deceived our mother Eve and Adam. And then how he got cut loose to get all over the earth and cause trouble. You see what I'm saying? And that's the mischief that the earth is experiencing today. The hardship, the robberies, the stealings, the killings, the adultery, and all the wickedness. It's a bag. He had a bag full, a bag full, and he took off too. He took off too because he couldn't be in the garden. All right. Look, where have you been? Where have you been? The adversary. Let me see. The adversary answered the Elohim, I have been roaming all over the earth. Elohim said to the adversary, have you noticed my servant Job? There is no one like him. The adversary answered, does Job not have good reason to fear Yah? Why is it you have fenced him round about in his household and all that he has? Almighty Yah protected him. See, everything outside Almighty Yah, law in weight is going to be subject to attack. It's going to be subject to attack. You see how the serpent, the adversary, say, yeah, only because you protecting him and got a hedge around him is why Job is safe. That mean everybody that don't have that around them ain't gonna be safe because hybrid adversary, you got a bag full of tricks for you to bring you down, to destroy your society, and to turn you into hybrid. Hybrids is sin's final destination. All the sin that people do, its final destination, man, is to be like that. A half human and a half dog. You know, that's what they want. You know, that's what they want. All right? So, we know that the adversary was in Oz, too. Look. And because Job was in Oz, now let's look here and see who else was in Oz. I already know who was in Oz. Man, it's just a little history, Israelites, just to, to show you that, man, the history, man, that them folks put out, man, on us. And what they talk about Israelite history is no good, and then how we have to interpret things for ourselves and get an understanding for ourselves. But look here, look, this is Lamentations 4, and then when you get to 21, it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom that dwelleth in the land of Uz. See what I'm saying? So, Edom gonna be mixed up and do wickedness with the adversary and so forth. And I showed that the Amorites in plenty of videos were the Sebhardis, and then how they become one with the Nephilims, and then how that all Edom mixed with them, and that how all them is the folks that's trying to keep us out of our heritage. They got all this turmoil going on in the world today. You know, all this turmoil and all the hardship that the earth is experiencing can be traced to these folks right here, without a question. But, I just want you Israelites, men, to think about that, and that how, the serpent, the ancient history that's in the past can't escape the history that Prophet Moses brung about the creation. Is going to have to fit in there somewhere, and I'm showing you how that the serpent, with his bag of tricks, when he got kicked out the garden, that, he would go to other lands and so forth, because we know that the Canaanite tribes went to other lands, and that the Canaanite tribes were caught up into that serpent, worship and so forth. All right, look, let's go back to Genesis and see how, he was kicked out. All right. All right, let me see. Now you telling our mama curse be the ground that we'll have to work on and do all kind of stuff, because the serpent was there to do it for us, and how he done tricked us, and, you know what I'm saying, with deceit. The man named his wife Eve because she was the mother of all living things, and the Elohim made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. And Elohim said, now that the man had become like one of us, knowing good and bad, what if he should stretch out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever? So the Elohim banished him from the Garden of Eden to till the soil from which he was taken. He drove the man out and stationed east of the Garden of Eden, and the cherubims and the fire fury ever turning soul to guard the way of the tree of life. So, we know that serpent gonna have to get down too, because he the one that tricked our mama. And that, he was told what his fate would be, that his seed would be at our mother's seed and our mama's seed, you know what I'm saying, break him down men in the end. And then this is what's happening now, is that we can understand what happened in the past, and we don't need them. They ain't gonna never tell us the truth. The peoples that's associated with the adversary, they ain't gonna never tell us the truth about our history or try to give us understanding, man, about our history and so forth. Look, and Yah said to the serpent, because you did this, more cursed shall ye be than all the cattle and all the wild beasts. You on your belly you shall crawl, dirt shall ye eat all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers, and they shall strike at your head, and you shall strike at their heel. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what's happening now. We striking them at the serpent's heel, gonna make him fall. When you get the heel, you can't walk, you can't do nothing. You at a standstill. So we don't need for them, whenever you watch videos and so forth, when they explain in history, it's another meaning to it, and they not gonna tell you that meaning and so forth. But all them folks goal is to do their goal is to create hybrids all over the world, the whole planet. They want to turn into hybrids from the fruits and vegetables and all the way to the humans and the animals too. And that's the force that's driving the earth right now, and it's gonna go all the way back to the Eden, you know what I'm saying, where our folks had, and they was instructed not to touch that plant, and then how the serpent, the adversary tricked us. Man, let's look up that word too while we at it, so we'll get an understanding. Anybody could be an adversary against the creator. All right, let's look here. All right, nation. All right, serpent. Now, all right, let's see what serpent say. All right, this is serpent. Serpent. Not serpent, snake. From the root word meaning to practice divination or to observe signs. That might as well be observe times, and then that'll be your boy with that watch on. That'll be your boy with that watch on. The serpent, the beast with that watch, because they don't call him a serpent. Look, to observe signs. There it is right there. There it is right there, and he flexing and showing it. All right. All right, so we know that the Satan means a serpent, snake, meanings to practice divination or to observe signs. And then let's look up your what adversary means. Satan. That's the adversary. You know what I'm saying? Derived from the root word meaning to oppose or to act as an adversary. And anybody that is an adversary against Almighty Yah law in the way that he would want the earth to function as demonstrated by the covenant that was given to the Israelites, then they're going to be an adversary. And everybody is an adversary. All over the earth, men, they adversaries to Almighty Yah's law. And that's because we Israelites fell out of covenant. They'll be doing the covenant, and the earth to be healed and righteous right now if it wasn't for us Israelites breaking the covenant for the Egyptian religion. But look here, this what it's going to boil down to. This is what they trying to take the earth to. Hybrids. That's the whole goal, is to turn everybody into hybrids. Turn you into an old hybrid, then it's gonna be hard for you to represent the creator. Look, Serpent had to pack his bags and go. The knowledge to destroy the earth was in the bags to make hybrids. That's all it was. All right, Israelites, this is a message from the Israelite brothers.